what it is. Aww. Some My Little Pony stuff. What are the 3 values you treasure the most in a friendship? So that's the factspiration question. So while you ruminate on that, does anybody want to give me a recap of what happened last week for either a DM inspiration or a factspiration? Okay. Oh, wait. Another contender has popped in. Daniel. Okay. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Daniel. Daniel, what happened last time? Assume that you somehow have meta knowledge of the events that Daniel wasn't there for. So.
Fair enough. So
Okay.
all right, so I was just hanging out, in my dark, safe space, minding my own business, and suddenly I start hearing a bunch of screams just coming from up above, and it's like, what the hell is going on? It didn't last a whole long time though. It was kind of, one and done. Then it got quiet again, but a little bit later, a couple of the Bony boys, came downstairs and they were dragging a bunch of bodies. And I was like, oh shit. But then I hear him say, oi, it looks like a bunch of these, honored guests, decide to go for a walk. Well, I certainly hope the rest of them make it to dinner. And I imagine, just like whoever these assholes are, they're probably, regrouping and having like, this, come to Jesus moment about their life choices, which may or may not happen. And it's like their loss is my luck. A little bit later, I get dragged out of my cell and get hosed down like I'm back at county jail. Wish I was back at county jail. And then I get to go to dinner. It was nice, but also awful because Ludmilla was right there and she's a bad lady. They said a bunch of stuff. Told a lot of stories. It was kind of bullshit. I wasn't really listening, but yeah, I pretty much got through that and got to dessert, and no one died. It was the best. It was the best day he's had in a while.
Okay. Well done. I think that sums it up very well. You want DM inspiration or do you want a factspiration?
I will take a factspiration.
A factspiration. Okay.
Yeah.
Is anybody interested in answering this week's factspiration question? If you are, roll a d20 into chat. Ooh, okay. Shane coming in strong with the 18. All right. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Shane. Shane, what are the 3 things you look for in friendship?
Friendship. Ain't much for small talk, but if you gotta know, I guess it's gotta be freedom, loyalty, and strength. Freedom, because ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Loyalty, because, well, if you ride with me, you better have my back, or else. And strength, because the weak ain't worth my time. Now, any more questions, or can I ride?
That's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Is it true that you and David are in the same group on Friday nights? Is that really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
For
that's got to
Ryan?
be
Yeah.
that's got to be quite a thing.
Yeah,
That's got to be quite a
Wes
thing.
is with us too.
Oh man. All right.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, here's your factspiration, and I will go ahead and oh, all my music suddenly died. Oh wait, no, it's coming back. Very strange. All right. So I'll put on some dinner music and we'll just jump right into this shit. I guess I should be playing dessert music, but, let's see. All right, so the scene resumes with everyone drinking coffee or beer and having dessert. And it seems like a very strange, but mostly pleasant evening. So, as the, people are enjoying desserts and there's the clatter of cutlery, the sipping of coffee, that sort of thing. Strahd looks at all of you and says, I would ask then, now that our meeting is complete, what will you do next?
That's an excellent question, Lord. She looks at the group.
Well, one thing I want to ask before that,
Mm.
and he'll kind of look towards Mac and Izzy. Would you be able to send them home? Here, no one enters or leaves this place without your permission.
When you ask that, there is a loud slurping, and you see that Escher, drinking his espresso with a little bit of blood poured into it, is just sort of like was daintily sipping, but when you asked that question, he started like a loud slurp. The three other brides look at him like, we can't take this guy anywhere. But then all four of them look at Strahd. And Strahd says, well,
You mentioned earlier that you have hopes of our potential, but I noticed you didn't mention Izzy or Mac.
no. I just need a moment to think. I suppose I can allow one of you to return home. I understand that the lands of Barovia can be very dangerous at night. And what is breakfast for us is dinner for you. I would encourage you to stay here another night as my guest. And when you leave on the morrow, you may give me your decision. And one of you will be returned to Earth.
Thank you. I'll just give him a nod. And I'll just sit there in quiet.
And I hope that I have not been too rude, Miss Jackson. And Miss Elseron. I did not mean to be dismissive of you. It is for the love of friends and family. It is for the love of one you feel passion for. That motivates you. That binds you. Love is the only thing that can keep you human. The two of you are anchors. Those who care for you. Those who protect you. And those that you protect. These bonds strengthen all. You play a very important role. Don't ever forget that.
I'd like to insight check him on that one.
Sure.
I don't know, Mr. Charmed, would you?
Yeah, that's why I was a little bit hesitant. But like, even if I am, you know,
Even if you're really into somebody, you might want to understand their words a bit more.
The
You might want
reasoning.
to, you might want to understand where that's coming from. Insight's not always are they lying to me. Sometimes insight is just
can I
where
determine their motivations?
where are they coming from? Like, what are they trying to do with these words? Yeah. But with your insight check, you are left having to figure that out for yourself.
All right.
Lord Strahd,
Yes, Mr. Master.
if I am to truly help these people, perhaps you might consider returning my leathers and gun to me. Then I could be more useful to them.
As my prisoners, all of your belongings were seized and forfeit. Unfortunately for you, and for Mr. Harwood, your unusual origins have made your belongings curiosities. They were given to loyal servants, those who had not crossed me or tested my patience. But I will see fit to have you outfitted for whatever comes next.
Your kindness is I'm not worthy. Thank you.
He nods like, you're right, you're definitely not worthy. And then Anastasia turns to you, Shane, and says, do not worry. I will bring your equipment to you while you sleep. Perhaps I can help you try it on.
And Shane kind of winces like a puppy that's been hit too many times and says, as you wish, mistress.
All right. She smiles indulgently and says, yes, for Lenta, we have some Krezite firearms lying around. And she nods. I will make sure that you're taken care of, Shane.
And he just looks around for help, but realizes there is none at this table. Yeah.
All right. So with the you see Strahd set his espresso cup down. His plate has been cleared. Not a single crumb left. He dabs at the corner of his mouth with a napkin and places it down onto the plate, neatly folded, and says, this has been an absolute pleasure, but I have much to do. Things are happening in the world, and I don't want to miss them. I trust that you will wait for your escorts to be safely taken to your rooms, and I await your decision in the morning. I'm sure whatever you decide will be the right choice. And as he goes to stand, you see the four brides stand, and then he kind of gets up, and he just sort of walks out of the room. He stops, pets the two dogs. They're loving it. They're rolling their tummies, scratching their tummies, scratching behind their ears. Reaches into his vest pocket, pulls out some treats, gives them the treats. Then he continues out of the room.
Before he had left his side of the table, Darius would have also
Oh,
gone up to give him a handshake and say thank you for letting us dine with you tonight.
Oh, he says, keep going, keep going.
To answer your question earlier, we had heard there's a bunch of druids that are causing trouble, so I think we may be heading in that direction.
Ah, I have received such news myself. In fact, I received a formal invitation. They are performing some sort of ancient ritual they would like me to witness. Perhaps we'll see each other there.
Is this for the benefit of your rulership, or?
When it comes to the fair folk of the Druids, I must confess a great deal of ignorance into their ways and customs. But they have proved loyal servants, and so I indulge their primitive ways.
Thank you.
And then he says to you, and thank you.
It has been my pleasure.
And he leaves. After petting the dogs. All right. As he leaves, the brides sit back down. And then Asher says,
Just because the food's done doesn't mean the conversation has to stop. And as he says that, the three other brides stand up and they go to leave.
he looks sad and hurt as they walk away. But then he turns to all of you eager for conversation.
Sure, I've got a question for you. Everything we've heard about your husband, he's exceptionally powerful. He's the head of the land. He is the land.
When you say that,
Why?
Irenia mutters,
He is ancient. He is the land.
He makes people do that thing. Why is he Baron? Why not King Strahd or Emperor Strahd or Lord or I don't know, Strahd the God King? Why Baron?
he says, I believe that was a heretical title he inherited from his father. I think it's just to honor his customs of old.
He's also not the kind of guy that feels like you need to brag about your strength. Like, strength is enough. He says that often. Some people expect him to be a bit of a bully, but he's not. I even asked him about that, and he said that
Bullies are the weakest people you'll ever meet. He said that the strong never need to prove or remind people, or remind people that they are strong.
I think my uncle had a similar saying. Sometimes it's strength of not throwing the punch.
He kind of turns and looks towards the door where everyone's left, and he says, he's a complicated man. And a terrifying one. If he's crossed, if he's tested, and then you see his already like pale skin turn like nearly like corpse white as the color drains from it, as if he's remembering some really horrible shit. Well, let's just say that Most people know not to. And he gives you sort of a smile, like it's fine. So, I am also curious. Well, what are you guys doing next, exactly? And I heard that you're friends with Lady Walkner. Is that
We
true?
are.
Oh, could you deliver to her some documents for me? I have some proposals for a theater house to be built in Valakai.
Certainly.
Oh, thank you. I'll get them together and I'll have them brought up to your rooms. Don't you think that a theater house is exactly what Valakai needs? Some culture, some entertainment, a place where they can lose themselves in fantasy. Just forget about the dreariness, the darkness, the wolves and monsters constantly eating their babies. You know, something like escapism.
You would think with what had happened recently that they'd wish to have security first.
Oh. What do you mean?
I think people would live more comfortably if they knew that they were safe before
Oh.
they could be, get their
Why
minds off of it.
Why wouldn't they feel safe? Strahd and Ludmilla went and got rid of the Baron so that he, couldn't hurt the people anymore.
This is true.
I mean, I gather that their methods were a bit extreme, but the message was probably delivered pretty firm, not to do something like whatever the Baron was doing again.
You're likely correct.
Well, I mean, how much more security do they need? That they want guards or something, or
Well,
golems?
enough security to keep trade open with the rest of the villages.
Oh. Well, I can talk to Strahd about having bony boys, just patrolling the roads. They don't even need to sleep.
Hmm.
Don't worry, we'll dress them up in armor so no one can tell.
Maybe I'll talk to him about it at some point.
Do you not think that that would help?
I have other ideas.
Oh. And you two, Shane and Daniel. Oh, Daniel, I am so sorry about how Strahd broke both your legs. Like, it's real bad.
It's okay.
They healed very fast considering you didn't have proper medical care. A little misshapen, but functional.
He'll nod wide. Like big nod.
And Shane, I mean, wow. The favorite of Anastasia. That's something.
Yes, of course.
I'll have some oranges sent up to your room. Helps with the blood loss.
He just doesn't say anything.
Is there a bell in this room?
A bell?
Do you ring for servants?
No, but I mean, there's a Cyrus Bellevue awkwardly standing by the door.
Oh, Anna will give him a look, like, help,
Okay.
get us out of here.
Oh, he says, Oh, okay. Give him a look. All right, he kind of looks at you. I'm gonna have to roll an insight on him. Hold on. Give me a performance check. Oh shit. Okay, he gets your meaning. He gets your meaning. He says, well, I understand that now that the meal is over, you have to begin to pack and prepare for your trip. So, Master Isher, I will take them to their rooms now. And he says, "Oh, well, maybe I could come with you guys, and we could continue the conversation."
We would hate to displease Lord Strahd by not coming to a decision quick enough and not being ready.
I understand. It's probably going to be pretty tough to decide which one of you gets to go home. And when he says that, he lets out a wistful sigh, like, must be nice to go home.
You ever given that choice?
No. And then he just sort of walks out of the room. All right. Cyrus Bellevue says, well, with that settled, I'll be taking you upstairs, then.
Thank you, Cyrus. You've been so kind to us during our time here.
No, I'm gracious host.
And compliments to the chef, whoever that may be.
Miss Anna, as leader of this band, do you want your new manservants quartered with you? Else I'll put them back in the dungeon until morning.
No need for the dungeon. They can room with us.
Of course. All right, and he will lead you guys back upstairs. All right, congratulations for surviving dinner with Strahd. You hit a major milestone and gain a level.
Yeah.
And conveniently enough, you're at a sanctuary. Because as long as you're in the guest quarters and you're honored guest, you're at a sanctuary.
Just have
All right.
to get through dinner.
Isn't that wild? Dinner, a major milestone.
I mean, we were also surrounded by Strahd and 4 vampire spawn, so like that's kind of a landmine situation.
Plus 2 hellhounds and then 1 hallway and room away, 4 dragons. Yeah. A lot of TPKs apparently. A lot of campaign ending TPKs happen at dinner.
I can't imagine why.
If you all decide to talk about who goes tonight, my vote is for Tiernan. I'm going to bed.
Darius would go into the common room.
And Daniel's like, holy shit, yo, your rooms are a lot better than mine were.
Yeah, the dungeons are actually dealing with a flooding situation right now. So both of your cells had like 2 feet of water in them.
Gonna start playing the piano even though he doesn't know how.
Oof, that's rough, man.
right. A porcelain maid comes in, and does a curtsy. And then, not receiving any reply, she heads back into the hallway and stands by the door. And closes the door for you. Shane, you just chill in the hall?
He doesn't know which room is his. He's never been up here.
Oh, okay. And no one seems to have told you that. One lady went to bed, and everyone else is in this common room.
I guess he'll follow the common room.
Okay. All right.
And he just, props up against, a pillar and just looks at everybody, like trying to get their measure.
Smoldering.
Smoldering, obviously. You all play a dangerous game.
No shit.
And you, is he your friend now?
Who?
You.
Your smolder is so gravelly that Irenia moves away to stand behind the couch.
Something wrong, Buttercup?
It's not Buttercup, it's whatever.
Perhaps you can tell me later.
You talking about Mr. Von Zarovich?
He just kind of nods at you.
I wouldn't so much call him a friend, but I mean, he was kind enough to let us to dinner. I don't think he really had to do that, honestly.
I think maybe he's just saying how the fire sort of went out for you and Anna. I was going in very concerned what particularly her, but also a little bit you would broach and would bring up, but you were all smiles and Mr. Agreeable.
You did everything but jump in his lap.
Really?
I, however, am not taking the blaming approach that Mr. Masters seems to. I'm sure there must have been something involved in your change of demeanor.
Izzy says, well, I mean, in Dracula, he could mind control people. That's how he kept Keanu Reeves like a prisoner for so long. And then he stole,
Do you think Dracula's
Keanu...
based on Strahd? No, I'm not accusing. I'm asking. Do you think that it's leached over?
Oh, see, meta. We all know the reverse, but I really like where this is going. And then Izzy says, maybe. Oh.
I mean, Escher's been here for already 100 years, and he didn't even notice. So it seems like Strahd's been here for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's Dracula.
I mean,
Oh.
Markov said something similar before we left, but I don't think he would have done that. I mean, what reason would he have had to?
Would Shane have observed anything of Strahd that he could contribute to this? You know what I mean?
Strahd's presence of will is incredible. When you first ran into him, you locked eyes with him and immediately were like, either this is the sexiest man in the world, let's go right now, love forever, or this is the most respectable and cool dude I've ever met. This is gonna be my best friend for life. Or both, depending on, where you fall on that axis. But when Anastasia started torturing you, you were like, fuck that guy and fuck this crazy bitch. Yeah, it was like you were coming out of like an an induced state, like you sobered up instantly from like opium almost, like because being around him, seeing him, made you feel almost like high. And then when she started like hurting you, you immediately were like, "What the fuck? Fuck this guy! Fuck this lady! I gotta get the fuck out of here." She, has similar abilities, but because her interest in harming you, you have sort of strengthened your mind against that sort of stuff.
I do not blame you for falling to his charms. He can be quite persuasive in the beginning. Very charming, ever the gentleman. But it is a facade.
Look, dude, I just met you. I don't know what you're talking about of falling for someone's charms. The dude just seemed nice. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, he did, didn't he? And he is, until he throws you to the dungeon and to his brides.
Mackenzie says, "I'm gonna stop you right there. Was it Shane?"
And he just looks at Mackenzie and kind of smiles.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So Shane, are you a vampire? Because the 80s are like 40 years ago. Like, how long have you been here?
I promise you I am a red-blooded male, if you wish to check.
Been down there for a while, haven't you?
He's definitely from the 80s. He's definitely from the 80s. Okay. Wow. All right.
A little pent up, are you there, Shane?
Oh,
You know those porcelain maids. They're supposed to take care of all your problems.
I find them cold and
Oof.
There's also Helga, or whatever, right? She was offering.
The buxom maid?
Yes.
nice to look at, but I wouldn't recommend getting too close.
Don't like vampires anymore.
Do you?
Well, you know, my friend was a vampire up until a few fucking hours ago.
I'm sorry.
Now I think she's a ash stain on the rug that we had to walk over twice.
Well, then you know what it is to lose somebody.
Yeah, we do.
Been losing a lot of people since we came here.
And speaking of, spill it. How did you get here? Was it through a weird cabin in the woods situation, or what? And how did you end up in the dungeon? I need to know. Because if he's so sneaky and if he's so manipulative, how do we know that you two are being sent with us as spies?
How did he come to Barovia?
I don't know.
Could always
You
just
okay.
choose
Okay.
and
You
want
tell,
them
you tell
back,
me,
you know?
bro. I'm asking you.
So I was just out riding my bike, and
Your bicycle?
no,
Adorable.
it's a soft tail, babe.
A softail, like it's padded, the seat for your hemorrhoids?
He's talking about a motorcycle.
She looks at
Yes.
you like, Darius, I love you, but you're dumb. Of course I know it's a motorcycle. I'm trying to trying to troll this guy.
He doesn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was out riding, and the air got thick and heavy.
Mm.
Suddenly, I couldn't see anything, and I pulled over, stepped off my bike, and walked a little bit. And once it cleared, well, let's just say I wasn't in Kansas anymore. So you get that reference, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wizard of Oz came out way before the 80s.
I'm aware.
So wait, did your bike make it over with you?
I wish, but no. And if it had, it would have been taken long ago.
So you rode the motorcycle into the mist, and then it disappeared underneath you? Were you just like
Sounds
riding
like
on
you
the
got off
air?
to investigate
And then,
the mist.
oh, okay. I was picturing like you were holding the handlebars, floating through the air, and then your bottom like hit the
Smack.
ground. Yeah.
You
boop,
can,
boop, boop.
Yeah.
you can picture me whoever you want.
All right, Shane. We're gonna need you to tone it down a little bit, but We've all been through a lot here, and I realize you have as well. But things are slightly different in the year 2022 than they are in, you know.
Okay, so
our
you
lives in
so you
1980.
got here because you got in the mist. You got off your motorcycle. You were walking around, and then.
And then I made it to a village, a small, sad village.
Okay.
And
Could be any of them.
Good, I suppose, but I
Uh-huh.
met a man who was rather imposing and nice and looked a little like Thor, I suppose.
Oh.
Yes, that was his name.
Irenia says, yeah, you mentioned that at dinner. Okay, keep going.
So he pointed me in the direction of the larger towns and said if I was...
Right.
So I made my way there. Eventually made it to Kresik, but I thought...
Oh, did you go to the Abbey of St. Markovia?
I would have. I heard things about the abbot there.
Mm.
But the people, they seem to be self-sufficient and walled and somewhat protected, even though they had to deal with werewolves.
Mm.
So I thought perhaps maybe they would have the strength and fortitude to rise up. Perhaps they weren't as beaten as those in your village, as you look to Irina, and perhaps not as removed as those from the other larger city. And that was a mistake, getting involved. The people, they don't care. Word got around to that crazy one, and she and her dogs found me, tracked me down, like it was sport. Then, when I was brought here, the red-headed one, Anastasia, took an interest in me as a plaything. And he removes his shirt, and you see a bunch of blood, just bite marks just everywhere. Like scratches, fingernails that like make scars. And yeah.
So what was that whole thing Davian was talking about? Only noble vampires can make more? So I guess that rules her out as being one. Otherwise you would have been too long ago.
I think she likes to keep me as a pet. I don't think she would want to turn me.
Me a blood bag?
That's a delicate way of putting it, yes.
A bag with legs.
But I am not the only one, of course, and he looks over to Daniel.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he turns and says, okay, yeah, you too. Huh? What? First of all, what year was it when you left?
2022?
Who was the president?
Who wasn't the president? That was a big question.
Okay. Who? Listen. We're not on Facebook. Who was the fucking president?
Joe Biden,
Okay.
I think. I mean, it depends on who you, depends on who you ask.
Yeah. Again, we're not on Facebook. All right, keep going.
Okay.
All right. What happened? How did you get here? How did you get captured?
All right. So the entire time it's going on, he's been plinking on the piano horribly. He says I responded. I was responding to a call up at this house, and I don't know. Next I knew, I was on an old dirt road, and a lot of shit happened after that. Fell in with some bros, and just doing what we can to survive. Traded my shoes as Pakistani guy, and he wanted my blue jeans, but I was like, no way, man. And
Where are you two from?
It's a complicated question. No, we moved a
Is
lot
it
around.
more or less complicated than who the president is, Daniel?
Where were you living? I think it's probably Tyrion wants to ask. When you were back in the States.
Oh, I moved around a lot. I was somewhere up and around the Seattle area.
Jane?
Milwaukee.
Alright, well then that kind of rules that out. It seems a lot of the people that we've met so far from our world have kind of been from Seattle, but if you're all the way from Milwaukee, then never mind.
Yeah, but Daniel interrupts, like, none of that shit really matters, man. You know, and he's scratching his arm like really hard. You know, it's like once I got here, it's like, yeah, they put on the charm and all that, but they are fucking animals.
He's right, you know.
It's like that Ludmilla. Oh, sloppy eater.
The dark-skinned lady.
Yeah, I guess I never really noticed. My eyes were never really open when she was feeding on me, sorry. Wasn't really into that. Or was he? Addiction takes many forms.
Yeah. So did the five of you know each other before you came here then?
Well, I knew Izzy, but
me and Mac went up to this house for vacation. That's where Kieran and some other people.
How did you join? And she looks at Anna.
I'm from Barovia.
Her deal's complicated.
Oh, go ahead.
She will tell the story if she remembers being undead and all that. If not, she'll just say she woke up at the Durst Manor where they found her. Otherwise, she'll tell the whole thing.
I think with her wisdom, she doesn't necessarily comprehend everything that happened. She knows that the Durst are dead, and that she was taking care of the house and the children in their absence. And then she also knows that she was trapped by that life and that existence, and that an opportunity presented itself to maybe not be trapped anymore. I think would be sort of the take. It's up to you as her, as her creator and player. If you feel that she is finally coming to grips with the fact that maybe she and the kids were also dead.
I don't think at this point she would hide anything from anybody here.
Yeah.
So whatever her reality is she was in a dream for a long period of time and was a housekeeper for some noble children and woke up when this group found her, and she's been with them ever since.
So any of you have any skills other than a maid?
Mechanic.
I was a paramedic, and then a bartender.
Well, I can respect both.
Daniel, pipe in a paramedic or an EMT, because there's a difference, yo. It's about 20 grand a year.
Paramedic.
Fancy pants.
20 grand. Not bad. Because,
it's
80s.
It's not as much money anymore, no.
Oh.
No, Daniel...
sorry.
I was like, Daniel was an EMT. He never really got further than that. Didn't want to. It was boring.
And then Jenna just sort of gestures at the entire burnt side of his face. In an accident, I sort of left the business, and that was when I became the bartender and met Izzy's brother, who was the one that was supposed to be here with me. But instead, as he always does, he was trying to set me up with someone, this time his sister.
So are you with her, or? Points to Izzy and Irina, like back and forth.
I'm with Irina, as long as she'll have me. That is.
Oh man, she blushes real deep, and she says, I mean, I'll keep you around, I guess."
Oh, well, then I'm sorry for my earlier comments at dinner.
"It's okay. Everywhere I go, like men and women, they just throwing themselves at me. It's just you'll get used to it after a while." And she does like the breathing against your palm, kind of with your fingers curled gesture, like like that hot stuff kind of thing. So I was wondering, Tyrion, Izzy, she was a web designer. She was
Yeah, I think that was what.
she worked in like web accessibility kind
Yeah,
of deal.
I think that was what we settled on.
Oh, okay.
Have fun explaining that to Shane.
Yeah. So she's just gonna keep quiet about what skill set she's bringing to the table, because it doesn't feel like dealing with the 1980s alpha male. Essentially.
Back over here.
He's the anti-read.
I feel like Mac would wait for him to step in his own shit again, and would probably not tell him what she does until
he likes Mac.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So what about you? You seem capable.
Yeah, what job do you think I have, Shane Masters?
Well, you seem smart, educated, like you have something to prove. I'm gonna guess something masculine. How far off am I?
No, you got it. I'm actually a professional weightlifter.
Well, show me your guns and I'll show you mine.
In that moment, dearest, you wonder if she will pull a gun on me. But,
she could. She very well could.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see. So you ride a bike.
I did.
And apparently you have guns.
But he doesn't.
Correct.
And he doesn't.
And he doesn't have guns anymore.
Also correct.
Okay. Was there a big calling in the 80s for a man riding around on a motorcycle with guns? Are you like a bounty hunter or something?
Of sorts.
Izzy says, "Oh, like Dog the bounty hunter."
I'm not a dog.
No, there's a famous bounty hunter with a motorcycle named Dog. There was a show about him.
He kind of shrugs. I believe you.
Yeah. I mean, if you had blonde hair, maybe. Those of you who have seen, maybe not, but
let's just say I avoided bounty hunters in my time.
Oh, you were a criminal.
Were you one of those biker gangers, like a Sons of Anarchy type thing?
I would have assumed maybe you would have said something like Hell's Angels, but something like that, I suppose.
Great. Well, before we get too far off track, I guess. What do you think, Anna? Can we trust these two?
They come with the Baron's recommendation. I don't see why not.
Oh, right. Your third question. Am I a spy? Right?
Well, honestly, I don't know why he would need to put a spy here, because they seem to already know everything about us. So that either means
one of us send Shane back and he has to learn the internet. Sorry, I just thought of that.
Oh man, I had actually thought that would be pretty cool if we just sent Shane back, but I think Izzy needs to go back. Izzy, no, you can go back. And then the two of them stare each other down like, "Bitch, you're going back to Earth."
So remember what Thomas was saying. It's been as long there as it has been here. There is nothing around that place. I'm afraid that if we just send one person back, we'll just be sending one person back to die in the wilderness.
We can't send Mackenzie back
And
because she's going to be a werewolf in about a week.
Oh, when you say that, Mackenzie.
Whoa, maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, Daniel's like, holy shit, and he like goes towards the doors.
Yeah,
That would have been nice to know before.
She's not the only one. Does that help?
no, it doesn't actually.
Oh, I'm not going to be a werewolf.
But you're fine with traveling with those that will.
We didn't seek this out.
we're working on that.
You're working on what exactly?
Trying to
On
not
the
be a
werewolf.
werewolf.
Ah, okay then.
That and
if you-
100 other things.
Mackenzie says, well, that's even more argument for Izzy to go back, because what if we don't succeed? Then Izzy's stuck with 3 werewolves and 2 untrustworthy guys.
Excuse me.
And it's like,
What?
no offense, lady, but fuck you.
Wow.
There's just looks at Daniel.
I mean, I might not have put it exactly like that,
Look,
but the sentiment is
I don't
there.
know how bad a vampire dungeon is, but I understand that the 2 of you have been through a lot, and your short tempers and your rudeness, I don't hold them against you.
Oh man, I want to say something so bad.
Go for it.
I think we all know what Shane's going to say.
Yeah.
Especially those of us who lived through the 80s. So.
Yeah. All right, he'll say it.
All right. And she goes, she says, and no, you can't hold my nice body against you, Shane Masters.
Oh.
Okay.
Actually, speaking of that dungeon, you guys hear of some dude named Emil in the castle at one point?
Oh, shit. You guys did hear about Emil.
Yeah, actually.
Daniel, Emil looks just like Will Smith. That's why you remember him immediately. But Daniel, you also know that he's Will Smith, the werewolf.
Ooh.
Because sometimes he would get frustrated and wolf out, but he has silver shackles on and burning and like he's real bad shape.
Yeah, so you mean to tell me 3 of you are gonna wind up like that guy?
Give me a Shane and Daniel. Give me a persuasion check. This is going to determine if Emil shared any information with you while he was in prison. No. Other than dropping his name, just his first name. He didn't talk to you guys about anything. He didn't ask you guys about anything. He just brooded and raged.
We saw him. He was in pretty bad shape, but he wasn't the talkative sort.
Someone we were traveling with had mentioned his name, and we had learned that he had come to the castle, so...
As far as we know, he's still here.
Didn't realize he was thrown into the dungeon with you guys.
Just so you know, most guests eventually are.
Dang.
This isn't a Holiday Inn.
Okay.
Because Charisma 6, baby.
I love these beautiful characters you're making. These absolutely gorgeous characters who
That
are just
complete social-
miserable. Yeah, miserable to be around. It's such a good example to people that appearance has nothing to do with your charisma score. Yeah, I love it. I love it. In the future, when people ask me about charisma, I'm gonna reference the last 2 characters you've played, because they're perfect examples. I normally do the opposite, and I say it's the Ron Jeremy effect. that you could be a fat little Super Mario, but have like a really high charisma. Because again, appearance means nothing when it comes to actual raw charisma. But yeah, this is a great example on the other end of the spectrum. These two very beautiful people that everyone would probably just be very happy punching in the face over and over again. Yeah.
That charisma
all right.
doesn't help their punchable faces.
Mm-hmm. So,
So you guys
Izzy looks very thoughtful based on what Tiernan mentioned about being put back in the woods as a visually impaired person. That's not a good situation for her. If she really did appear in the middle of the Seattle mountains by herself with, you know, blurry vision out to a couple of feet and, you know, legally blind, that ain't gonna be a fun time, right? Getting down off that mountain. And that's assuming that you guys are returned to the same place that you came from. Earth is pretty big. I mean, if he's evil genieing, right? So she's really like doubtful now, and looks kind of like Tiernan. You know her really well. She looks very depressed. Like this offer is like the shittiest like constellation ever. Like she's just defeated. So, all right, sorry to interrupt, but I was just gonna let you know where her state was.
We'll figure something out. We'll get this done, but I don't think this is the way to do it.
Well, that's like some King Solomon shit, you know? Like, oh, one of you can return, like, and you have to figure it out.
It was an intentionally shitty offer.
Yes, you're dealing with a manipulative monster, not a gentleman.
What did he think? We were gonna like fight to the death over who got to go home, like the last person standing?
I'm sure that's been an outcome before for him.
Wow, that's dark.
We've all managed to bond pretty closely, but imagine if it was a whole party of Shane Masters. They'd be at each other's throats.
Wait, what does that mean if Daniel or Shane kills everyone else tonight while we're sleeping, then they get to go home and we're all dead?
Honestly, I don't think you would let them do that. I think he'd be mad at them for spoiling his fun. They'd probably be executed horribly. Or just tortured endlessly. Again.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Hey, Shane Masters, Izzy says, I don't see so well, so all I kind of heard at dinner was that Anastasia into you scared of her. Is that to mean that vampire feeding on you not as sexy as books and movies make it seem?
I'm trying to think what movie was I think Fright Night was out in 85.
Yeah.
You've seen Fright Night, right? Big scary mouth. Lots of teeth.
Okay. Yeah.
Red eyes.
Oh, they get all monstery.
Yeah. The sexiness. It can be there if they wish it, but usually they like the fear. At least she did.
Okay. All right. Mackenzie says, all right, so then we're in agreement. No one's going the fuck home. And we acknowledge that some of us are werewolves. So she turns to you, Anna, and says, Anna, I don't think it's the question of what we do next. We got to get this werewolf shit taken care of, right?
You are correct. And I'm so glad that you're all staying. And she looks especially at Darius and especially at Tiernan.
Okay, so we get some sleep. We just tell one of his servants in the morning, let him know we are going to stay. I'm sure he knows that already. And then we roll out. Who's got the shitty map? And that'll be our transition to the shitty map.
Oh, this map is horrible.
We kind of need to go back to Valakai to get our stuff.
Have you actually seen a better map, Shane Masters?
You have not, Shane Master.
No, but I've been around.
This is actually what I don't know if you have a keen enough mind to remember what the map you bought looks like, but it's honestly not much better than the map that you bought when you got here. All right, so we're here, says Mackenzie, and then we gotta walk. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! All right, to here, and then he's somewhere in here. Wait, do we need to go back to her? Or we just need to go get the stuff, right?
Well, our stuff would have been at Valakai. We had to travel back there and then take the.
I didn't know if we needed to go back to Jenny, but I guess we don't, right? Because we have to go find the stuff we need?
You have another person here.
Sort of. Okay. Okay. Lex, I assume that in-game, Mackenzie is the note taker.
Yeah, that's my explanation of it, because using her background to take notes and shit.
So I got you. Okay, so she would pull, I guess, pull out the notes on what you need to deal with the lycanthropy, because that would probably be where you go from Valakai, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty urgent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolfsbane should be reasonable to find. The other stuff I'm not so sure about.
Still hearts. Just a heart, I guess, of werewolf. That way towards the lake, we'll probably start finding them. Or, they'll just find us in the middle of the night like they've done like a fucking 100 times by now.
Irene says, but now that we don't have werewolf traveling with us, we could just, kill a werewolf if we need to. Did she say how fresh the heart had to be? Like, do we have to keep the werewolf alive until the full moon? Does everybody need their own heart?
Yeah, I think each their own heart.
That's like 3 werewolves.
Yep. I think
we need one for your brother. 4.
Do we have to go get my brother? Because if we have to go get my brother, then we have to go all the way to here and then all the way to get the werewolves.
So, just saying, we can't just cut through this.
This is a sheer cliff,
Can
about
you fly?
500 feet plus tall. But if you could fly, you get Barovia really fast, like an hour.
Perhaps we can get enough bed sheets, make you a parachute, and you can jump.
To the village from the castle is 5 miles, if you could fly. Otherwise, if you take the road, it is a long journey. Here, I will give you some numbers to work with, and you guys can decide what you're going to do.
So essentially, we have to go the way kind of came back when we were going to Valakai. That's the.
It is 71 miles from Castle Ravenloft to the village of Barovia by road.
I don't think there's time to help Eastmark.
Wait, does it mean Eastmark is going to be the leader of the village of Barovia, but also dealing with being a werewolf?
Sounds like that place is fucked.
We all have burdens, Irenia.
I think they'll flip through Mac's notebook. I think Jenny mentioned there was some sort of creature that if they hit you or something, it could get rid of it. No, I think that was the only other way, unless turns.
Yeah, Mac snaps her fingers a couple times and says, yeah, there's some kind of plant monster that is basically like, I don't know, living wolfsbane or something. And if it harms them at all, even a true lycanthrope has its curse removed. But she also said they're really rare.
It's a good backup plan, anyway.
And after all that, we still got yesterday.
Okay, so it's 60 miles to Valakai by road. If you were to start exploring the Northlands, you could either just wander in the woods, sandwiched between Lake Baratok and Lake Zarovich. Though there are rumors of an ancient tower by Lake Baratok that if you wanted to check that out while you were looking for werewolves, you certainly could. You could also just go to Krezk, where they are having werewolf issues, which would be probably a more likely encounter with, or at least a guaranteed encounter. Krezk is 32 miles from Valakai.
So like less total. Hey, Thought, do you know anything about that wizard's tower that's supposed to be Baratok?
Also, at this point, Shane and Daniel, there's a bullfrog that hangs out with this guy. You saw it at dinner, but it apparently could talk, which is probably not the weirdest thing that you guys have seen so far.
No.
But it's up there.
And he rolls an Arcana check.
Hey, you be nice to Thought.
Oof.
He's a valuable member of this team, and he's proven himself, unlike some others.
Okay, so he says, tower, Lake Baratok. Yeah. That tower, it belongs to a very powerful wizard.
Well, let's go there.
Okay.
Talking frog. Good wizard or bad wizard?
Unknown. Wizard, they're not welcome here, by, the Dark Lord, so, my master is a wizard as well, but, he has sort of a pass, as it were, on account of his prior dealings with, said Dark Lord.
And where's your master?
Oh, he's in a lovely place called the Amber Temple, where all your dreams can come true.
Yeah, also it's supposed to be super deadly.
Does this temple send you home?
Oh, among other things, it can grant all manner of powers and abilities, the likes of which you could never learn or gain on your own. With such powers, you could easily find a way home, I have no doubt.
I feel like this toad is blowing smoke up my ass, but...
No, it's true.
He looks at Tiernan.
Yeah, it feels like a very Faustian bargain, but I'm reserving final judgment until we eventually meet this man.
Listen, it's like my uncle once told me. With great power comes a binding contract of your soul.
Why don't we go to Valakai and then look for help there? We have to go there regardless.
We could send a message. We could send a letter to the village of Barovia, right?
Oh, and we
It's
could
worth-
tell him that he needs to meet us in Valakai, and then we can bring an extra cure for him.
That's the hope.
Or, hear me out, or we could just go to the abbot, the Abbot of St. Markovia, tell him the situation. He could use his magic to heal all of you.
Or he can turn us all into toads because he's lost his mind.
Thought looks around like, well,
No offense.
why would he bless you with the most perfect form that the gods saw fit to create? Because you did a great deed for him, or?
That's probably the other thing. I don't know if he would just let us get cured without us having to do
all
something.
them magic folk, they always want something. They want to make sure that there's a good reputation out there, that they're never going to do anything for free. That way, only the most desperate and capable people seek them out. If they were just granting wishes left and right, they'd be granting wishes all day.
There's always a cost to magic here, Darius.
Realize that. It's gonna be a long journey. Start heading to Malachi.
Okay. Let's see.
Be
30
nice to go
miles.
back. Seem to recall there being a nice pub there.
Now, OOC, you could ask him for a carriage ride.
Thought about it. I think she would probably try it. She would try it.
Are you going to try it without telling the rest of the group, or are you going to suggest that to the group?
I think she would just make the assumption that he would do it, so she's just gonna ask.
Yeah, I think with the charm on, like I don't think you really think to.
Yeah. Okay.
Clear it.
So am I to assume then, Anna, that you would have flagged down a maid and like passed the request on, or?
Yeah, that's probably the likely.
It'd be pretty rude to ask somebody for a carriage like 5 minutes before you need it, you know. But
right.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what you're planning to do.
If there's one thing that Anna is
all right. Okay. So if you do make that request, you will have a certain duck-footed guy show up, and then he will tell you guys, well, I received the request for a carriage. So this will be that. It's just a door opening. Anna's already done this before coming into the room. And the fucking door opens, and this dude's here, and he says, the request was made for a carriage ride. Rahadim was overwhelmed that you enjoyed the first one so much. He's going to get his reverie, and then we'll be willing to drive you back to Valakai.
Thank you so much. Could you please pass along our graciousness to your lord?
Of course. Do you need anything else, honored guest? All right, then. Have a good sleep. Well, that will reduce the journey significantly.
Anna looks darn pleased with herself. Make sure the rest know it. And then we'll head to bed to get rest for real this time.
Okay.
As soon as Anna's gone, Shane looks at the group and says, She's creepy, right?
No, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Like I said, she's complicated.
We'll fill you in sometime when she's not right around the corner.
Yeah, the glowing eyes. Disconcerting.
Mackenzie says, "Wait till a ghost pops out of her."
That might not happen.
So,
Okay.
creepy ghost lady, 3 people that are going to be werewolves,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks at Izzy and Tiernan, and you two are normal.
I mean,
Izzy says, "Well, we don't want to spoil it for you. You only know who one of the 3 werewolves is. It might be more exciting if you don't know who the other 2 are."
I mean, I did already say that I'm not one, so I mean, I guess.
But isn't that what you would say when we were playing One Night Werewolf?
That's true. I'm the
Mhm.
I'm the drunk. Bartender background at all matches.
So, you want me to trust you?
Okay, fine. All right. Mackenzie's a werewolf, Darius is a werewolf, and Anne's a werewolf.
Well, I mean, they're not yet werewolves. They're just
Yeah, they haven't changed yet.
infected.
We have to cure them
whatever.
before the full moon.
Or that'll trigger their first transformation.
No.
Did they? We probably should have asked more information about that. Like, will they go on a killing spree? Are they okay to be together when that happens?
I think Jenny, well, not Jen. Was it the notebook? I think Davian was the one who said that werewolves are violent. So yeah, that's probably not coming out.
Yeah, werewolf default AI is to prey on the weak, and if possible, the weakest people they care about. They are chaotic evil.
I see Daniel running into the shadows.
But you say you traveled with a vampire too.
We did. Name was Ayla. Recently turned. A bit high strung, but I think her heart was in the right place.
Well, then he invented.
Until she was dead.
Probably for the best. These vampires don't seem to be able to control their appetites for too long. And by appetite, I mean like multiple senses of the word, Cruelty, hunger, that sort of thing. I can keep explaining if I need to.
So there's a knock at the door, and vampire's there. And she says, "Oh, you are all still awake. I was sent up here with supplies for your new teammates, the naughty boys who got caught doing bad things."
Oh yeah, I think Shane wanted to see you.
And you see him just look down, not making eye contact.
Mr. Masters, you need me for something?
With my insane passive observation and insight, I'll be like, never mind, I must have been mistaken. Seeing how Shane reacted.
Well, I have pack for each of you. They're very heavy. And some weapons. I hear it is very dangerous outside the castle.
Your master is too kind.
Alright, I'll start throwing random shit on your character sheets. Hold on.
Roll for weapon. Shane gets a great sword!
Alright. Oh man, where were you keeping all this stuff in your prison pouch there, Daniel? Okay.
I just got it. Just got it imported.
All right. And then you notice slung on her shoulder is a goddamn old-timey rifle. And she unslings it. Checks the sight, does like the cool like checks the chamber, gun shit, and then she hands it over to you with the barrel aimed upwards. Just kind of offers it to you, Shane.
Thank you.
And I'll add that to your sheet as well. Let's see which folders. Gun folder. There we go. Kresik hunting rifle, and some bullets.
So these bullets are already prepped. So they got the powder, the paper, and the shot all bound up. Do not get your prepped bullets wet.
Okay.
Hard sell when it rains all the time, but there you go. You have 50 shots of ammunition. Okay. So yeah, looking inside the packs she hands you, each pack contains traveling clothes, including boots and cloak, cold weather clothing, studded leather armor, antitoxin climbers kits. There should be 10 days rations. Just essentially dried meat, and nuts and shit like that. Stuff humans eat. 50 feet of silk rope, the backpack to carry it in, and then there should be 3 sacks, not 1 sack, and then there should be 2 belt pouches, not 1. Here, I'll update those real quick. All right. And also signal whistle and a bedroll and some chalk. All right. So she looks at all of you and says, "Do you need me to tuck you in, or anything else before bed? A snack, perhaps?"
No, I'm quite well, thank you.
I see. Then, sweet dreams, Walking Dead.
Thank you.
It's a pretty sweet name, by the way. Very original. I like it.
All right, so I will progress time to the morning, unless ... No? Okay. All right, fine. All right. Jeez.
Thought about it, but
okay. I mean, I could throw up a poll if you want, but okay.
The only way Anna's ever leaving is if Anastasia shows up.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Doesn't click as fast as it used to. All right. So the morning comes. You guys level up. You gain the benefits of a long rest.
Hooray!
Yay!
I picked up Observant.
Nice.
My passive observation is now 27. Passive perception.
I get extra attack, which is good enough.
Also remember that at
You
this
get extra
level,
attack
at 5.
4?
Yeah, at
Or
5.
fifth.
For 5 levels.
Oh shit.
Oh crap, have you been under leveled this whole time?
No?
Don't forget that you guys also get a new combat maneuver at this level.
Yeah.
You can pick a
This is level 5 plus your level 0, right? So you guys are level 5 now. Am I understanding that correctly?
5
Okay.
in official classes and
Yeah. And then you get level 0, which is just essentially a background that also gave you a few bennies and a hit die. All right, cool. So this is a power level in 5th edition D&D, obviously. Also, your companions, when you hit 5, increase to CR5 if they were not already, which increases their proficiency bonuses. And some of them will, well, all of them will gain new abilities.
So while you guys are taking care of your bookkeeping, I'll get those guys taken care of. It looks like
It's just
these three: Irenia, Mackenzie, and Isabella. All right, that should go quick then.
Fortunately,
Alright.
yeah.
Okay. The
Unless anything else kind of happens, Darius sees Daniel kind of approach him. Doing all right there, man?
Fine, yo. He uses yo a lot. You'll learn.
Oof.
Oh man.
It could be worse.
think
Gonna rub up.
I think everyone kind of saw that you slid that knife last night.
Yeah, what about it?
Just asking.
Thought it might be worth something. He kind of looks nervous and he like starts scratching his arm.
Well, I guess you're stuck with us, so welcome aboard.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. That's the most honest thing he said in a while.
We also all get exotic mastery.
Do we?
Yeah, World Patch is a bunch of stuff for pure martials. So. Okay. So, probably the most interesting level up is going to be Mackenzie.
The combat maneuver points equal the martial level, right?
Nope.
So
It's twice your proficiency bonus.
Ah, thank you.
So we all have 6 points.
We get second degree ones.
Yep.
Yep.
It should be no surprise which guess thing that I took, which category.
Okay, so Lex, Mackenzie does not require material components to cast spells.
Oh.
Yeah, anymore. Unless they have like a listed value. But the like the detect magic now is moved to it as since it's an at will ability would not require anything. All right, so that's sorted. There we go.
Okay, and then.
She used her own personal stun gun now.
Mhm. All right, and you haven't have any? Everybody leveled up and good.
I'm still putting in like A5E maneuver shit, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
we're good to go.
Yeah,
All right.
same.
Cool. Okay, just checking a couple of things here. Mm, mm, mm. All right, and
Ooh, her spellcasting level, is that the same as her CR or her level?
no, her spellcasting level is 1
Okay.
currently. Yep. So she has 2 whole spell slots and knows 2 spells innately, plus a cantrip.
Okay.
Well, plus I guess 2 cantrips because detect magic. Well, no, detect magic is first level spell, but she has that innately. So, all right. Mm-mm.
Hey, so I'm sorry about last night. Insinuating you were, the devil's bitch. It was a rough night.
Darius just looks at Uh-huh.
I also think I upset your sister a little bit.
Yeah, things have kind of changed since your time. But Mac knows how to handle himself.
I believe she does. She seems very capable, which she'll need.
And then someone to break some arm, then she'll look to someone.
And he looks down at your arm and he's like, I get it. If I hurt her, I'm dead.
More or less.
Okay, so, Helga, and Bellevue arrive to lead you downstairs. They lead you over the stained hallway where your friends died horribly. And then they lead you into the hall where the dragon's lair. They are, of course, just stone statues, staring down at you. Though the glassy black stones used for their eyes seem to take in all of the light, and if you look away and look back, it seems that the statues have changed position ever so slightly to be watching you, tracking your progress. It's raining outside, and 2 carriages to wait for you. And yeah, you guys hop in.
Oh, see Ayla.
Aw,
Yep, she in there.
why can you see her? She's invisible.
Yeah, she's available. Yeah, but I kind of see a little like the shadowy form of her.
Oh, okay, got you.
God, he hates it. But Darius will go into the carriage.
Oh yeah,
driving.
everybody who's on the psychic torture carriage should go on the left. Everybody that's on the not psychic carriage should be on the right. You suggested it, and then you're gonna ride in the not psychic damage? Wow, unbelievable.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Such a leader.
All right.
6 people can fit in the carriage, right?
We've
Yeah.
had to
Per
listen to
carriage,
that-
yeah.
Yeah, we've had to listen to the elevator music from hell for a while.
Yeah,
Irene,
I did it all last time.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I
Are-
could ride with you.
Are just bask in this for a moment.
It's for the. It's a. You know, there's I mean, that's a lot of dead babies.
Are you sure? You can ride in the other carriage. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
Mackenzie, there's room in here if you wish. Near Izzy.
Darius, if Irene is going to be here, you can ride in the other carriage if you want. There's room for another person.
Yeah, there is. It's okay. I'm fine.
No, may as well get used to it. Unless you're actually telling him to shoo, we want some privacy. He will stick
No,
here.
this is legitimately.
Yeah,
I mean-
this is definitely makeout music for sure.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
I don't know some people's kinks.
In the mood.
Sadly, I know a girl who maybe. Never mind. But
I tell Thought that he can ride with Izzy.
all right. Thought like, I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, Darius will get the same offer to Mackenzie. Like, you don't have to be in this carriage at all.
Mackenzie's like, psychic torture for 12 hours or
Or-
Shane Masters.
Yeah, Shane Masters and Anna.
All right.
I don't know.
All right. She just shouts over at you guys, even though she doesn't need to shout because it's psychic. It's not actual music. She screams. She says, "This way, it's even. 4 and 4."
Shane leans over to Daniel. Should I take that personally?
You guys have well rested, by the way, just a heads up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Those of you that can have well rested, you definitely want well rested. All right. All right. So Rahadin says, "Madam, there's no reason to shout. They're just over there, and the rain is not that heavy."
Oh,
I will-
Rahadin, that thing we talked about last
Yes.
time. Have you had any chance to look into that? I know it hasn't been too long.
Yes, I made inquiries to my master. He listened attentively, but told me he could hear nothing.
All right, that's
You wouldn't be having me on.
no. Maybe it has something to do with our reaction to you. Maybe it's not just you.
Oh. I have been told that I am an expert at routing out a guilty conscience. Perhaps that's what the problem is.
I don't really think so, but maybe.
All right, so this veteran, he looks in, gives you guys a thumbs up, close like a fucking roller coaster operator, closes the doors, and then climbs up onto the thing, and you guys ride out. Because you're using Strahd Transport Services, you don't have any random encounters. How sad. So
We just have to
you-
listen to the voices of the damned for the 12 hours. That's
yeah.
all.
So those of you who are going to ride in this one, I am going to need those wisdom saving throws against the stress exhaustion. 3 of them. Keeping in mind, we got to do them one at a time because if you fail, the next one's going to be harder to make. Ooh, good for you, Mackenzie. Okay, Tiernan, no problem. Irenia with a -2 wisdom save. She's ready. Okay, so Irenia fails. I guess she would have gotten up to well rested. No, she had so much stress that I think she just got rid of the last stress, so she's stressing again. All right.
I'll take off my well rested for that first one.
Okay. She'll roll again.
Let's see.
Okay. And then she'll roll again. Okay. So by the end of the 12 hours, Tiernan,
She's just unconscious, like leaning, just sprawled in your lap, unconscious. Shivering, cold sweat, hair
Yeah,
damp.
I tried to keep her talking and distracted like as long and as much as possible, but it just did not work.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, when Mackenzie offers to talk about movies, Irene remembers Thomas and then just starts sobbing uncontrollably. It's a real bad time. He also doesn't stop for any sort of camping. So you guys are going to go just 12 hours straight, which will take all of you past bedtime, which will not necessitate a save until you get to like 6:30 a.m. the next day. So as long as you get some sleep before 6:30 a.m., you'll reset your sleep counter. All
I'm
right.
assuming 13's a fail.
Correct. 2.
Okay, so Mackenzie lost her world.
All right, so you guys would get there 7 o'clock at night. You would arrive back at the town of Valakai. The rain is less here in central Barovia, but the night air is chill. It's down to like 30 Fahrenheit. So it's very, very cold tonight. With a little bit of misting and occasional drizzle of rain. Sky, of course, completely overcast. And there's barely any moon, so it's really dark as well. All right. What do you do now? Oh, I should also mention, as you are leaving the carriages, Anna, Rahadim gives you documents from Master Escher to be given to Lady Walkner.
Thank you very much, Rahadim.
It's just
Cool.
it's just terrible fan fiction. Like,
Cool. It has been my pleasure to drive you around, keep you safe from the many dangers that are here. My master is an exceptional being.
He
It
is.
is good to share his service with you now, as allies.
If you could pass a message along to him.
Of course.
Do you just kiss him right on the mouth? Is that the message? No, I'm just kidding.
what
He says,
that means.
Tell
What
him
me-
that he's not what I expected at all. And that I hope to see him again.
he nods knowingly and says,
I will let him know those words.
Thank you.
you see that the carriages are just kind of like hanging out there, not going anywhere. And that, they're just basically staying at the livery or whatever. Because, the horses just ran for 12 hours. But you guys are free to go, essentially. As you guys head away, this guy, definitely not a skeleton wearing plate armor, gives you guys another thumbs up.
Thank you, untrustworthy veteran.
He's trying his best to be trustworthy.
He straightens up, and you hear the telltale bone windchime sound inside the armor. And he pops a salute.
While everyone's tired from the traveling, why don't we head back to the inn?
That's a good plan.
Okay.
During the 12 hours, Shane and Daniel would have gotten the Anna story update on everything.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And
Oh, it's too late to switch wagons.
Did you want to? You could roll a check. They had 2 pit stops, so.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
Shane would have also asked Izzy and Daniel, what happened after 1985?
What didn't happen?
Every answer is like a question from him. It's amazing.
We had an actor as a president. The economy was,
It's good for a while. That was bad for a while.
yeah.
Oh, Izzy snaps her fingers and starts clapping her hands real fast. She says, "Oh my gosh! So you're from the '80s? So you know Trump, right?"
Big real estate guy. Yeah.
I'm about to blow your mind. And she and I don't know if you've heard this story, Anna, but she tells a story of a man who is, I'm trying not to be political, a particularly vile villain of a man who bamboozled half of one of the strongest countries in the world into basically making him the president and leader of their cult. And Anna, you and your passenger are taking notes.
Oh my god. I hate this already.
There were red hats, and there were rallies where they didn't talk about anything in particular except how much they hated people that had nothing to do with them. And like, it apparently was a really like unifying thing. And like, Izzy's telling it like, yeah, you wouldn't want to be like that. But like, Anna, you and your passenger are like, interesting. Yes. Okay. Uh-huh. And you're like, hold on, one more time. What color were the hats? Yeah, like things like that. Like,
Make
yeah.
Barovia great again.
Oh God.
So I don't know how you feel about it, Shane, but she drops a story of a global pandemic, ice skating rinks full of dead people that everyone just forgot about within like, I don't know, a year. Such is the power of like worldwide media.
You're
And that
shitting me.
she says it's all true, all of it. And wait till I tell you what they did to Star Wars.
No, Star Wars is great. It's a trilogy.
Shane, I'm gonna actually need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no!
Star Wars, it was just a trilogy, right?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, he doesn't know
boy,
about
you're about to learn today.
Oh no! Psychic damage. You said wisdom save?
Wisdom saving throw, yes, please. So the future that she the future that she has so earnestly described to you is nothing like what was promised. You get 2 points of exhaustion from listening to this harrowing tale of what awaits your timeline. Oh, but she does say, but there's a theory. And she looks around to make sure Tierna's not there. There was a gorilla named Harambe. Some people think that if he hadn't been murdered, we would have been on a different timeline. And now that I've met you, Shane, I'm starting to think that might be the truth. If you ever make it home, promise me you'll find the gorilla named Harambe and you'll prevent his assassination so that your timeline doesn't have to deal with what my timeline's doing.
I'll do what I can.
Promise me, Shane!
If I meet...
Say his name! Say his name so I know that you hear me.
Harambe?
That's right. I'll write it down for you. Well, I'll have Busy write it down for you. I'm busy. I'll have because. Oh, this is amazing, Anna. I'm gonna save an entire timeline.
But
I'm gonna spell it.
It's like the first season of Heroes before they got real bad because of the writer's strike and the fact that they shouldn't have made a season 2 at all. But
I
you were
only
special,
know
Izzy.
moonlighting. It's like I've never heard of Heroes. Is that in addition those 2 levels?
Yeah. So you would lose your well rested, and now you have 1 exhaustion. I'll hook you up, bro. I already had it open for Irenia. All right. Okay, so now you guys are in town. Everyone in this carriage seems fine except Shane Masters, who seems to have gone through a harrowing experience. Yeah. All of you would see that Darius looks a little beat. Mackenzie and Tiernan look tired, but Irenia looks beat the fuck up. Yeah.
Irenia.
Yeah. Like she got white girl wasted in the worst way on the way here.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, you're back.
So we actually
you head to the inn.
So we actually
Alright.
haven't rested yet, right?
Correct. You would need to rest. You need to start your sleep before 6:30 a.m. or you'd have to roll for more exhaustion.
All right.
All right, but you're gonna head over to Le Tavern. Okay. So let me grab that for you. And this is always a sad thing because it feels like whenever I load up the tavern, I have to go and clean up the mess that was there. That's happened since the last time at the tavern.
It's
All right.
cheers, but then there's a new cast members who keep coming.
Aw. Sad. All right.
I think this just makes me Christy Alley.
Oh, damn. Okay. So let's see. That's the Blood of the Vine Tavern. We want the inn. There we go. All right. Blue Water Inn scene. All right. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think we're good. Maybe. Nope. Nope. Almost. Nope. Damn. All right. Remember my pep talk before we started the session? All right. We're gonna try hard on that. We're trying hard on that. All right. So I'll bring you guys over here. If you see someone that shouldn't be there, let me know. If you don't see yourself, feel free to drag yourself out onto the map. Okay. As you arrive, we'll say 30 p.m. at this point, the place is pretty packed. After all the trauma, people are taking comfort in community. So there's a lot of people here. You do not see Richard the Drunk, though. But you do see that there are a lot of people here. They are eating and drinking, and the mood is lighter than the last time you were here. Because people are resilient creatures, and Barovians are more resilient than that. So, as you arrive, Tiernan, as soon as you come in the door, your observant feet, you see Bram Mardukov pouring drinks like he's in fucking Tom Cruise Cocktail. There's another 1980s reference for you. He looks over at you from the stool he's standing on, and he says, Tiernan, you son of a... And he looks around for his mom. It's good to see you. And his mom looks over at him like, and he finishes making the drink, and he hops down, and he runs over to you.
If it isn't my top contender for backup character, how are you doing?
He says, how did things go? I heard rumor around town. You want to punch the Dark Lord, the private parts.
We went to not die, and we successfully, some of us.
Yeah, I'm noticing. Where did the skinny man with the dog? Is that him? What happened to the dog? Do you have to eat it?
Brom, do you know what shadow dragons are?
Oof, it sounds like a dragon made of shadows.
Basically, yeah. There were four.
I didn't even need to roll a check for that.
There were four shadow dragonlings, and
Dragonling make it sound small. Maybe when you're telling story to others, you just leave that part out.
That's smart. A shadow dragonling is still larger than a human, though. But there were four of them, and they took three of us with them.
To their nest?
Sure.
Oh. And he makes a gesture across his throat.
Yeah.
Well. Father! The Walking Dead is here. They are hungry and need rooms.
And he heads over, and Erwin stares down at him, and he stares up at his father. They lock eyes, a test of will. And then Erwin says,
we have one room left. If you're all willing to share it, you can have it for free tonight.
Thank you.
There were many displaced by fires that took their homes.
No, I understand. It's nice to see the place. It's nice to see the community, even if it took something so vile to.
Ooh, these two wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he says,
I like this guy.
what? You like this guy? This is a very popular, this is a very popular mustache style in this town. Is that, yeah. It's good stuff. Alright. Let's see. Okay. They bring out, food, and you have a place to sleep. And, based on, you know, your connection to the family and what you've done for them in the past, and now your affiliations, question mark, they provide the food on the house. Dot, 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 dot. Let's see.
Just to ask the elephant in the room, this place is
Kieran, with your insights, you know that they're giving you food on the house, but like, you know, it'd be nice if you paid, but they don't ask you for any money. So, but that's the vibe you get from Danica. Is like, of course you could have some food for dinner. You've traveled so far and you've done so much. But there's also a part of her that's like, but money. Yeah.
I don't know how much would like a meal cost. Not everybody's, but like if I was paying for mine.
Oh gosh, probably 5 silver per person.
All right, I've got 2 on my character sheet. So
Aw.
we've got more in the.
No, I'm not saying you have to pay her. I'm saying you check the vibe that she wishes you guys were paying, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah.
Tiernan, if you say something, Anna will pay for it.
Okay, I will then. Be like, and I think we should pay them at least for the meal.
Okay, Anna will drop some money for everybody.
Okay. Oh, that's really nice. You pay for everybody? That's great. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that'd be 4 gold if you have it.
Okay, they get 5.
All right. Oh wow. So when you do that, she looks at you and she looks over to her husband, working the bar, and she says, "Thank you so much. We have been letting everyone stay here for free until their homes are fixed, but I worry about thank you." And she kind of very quickly sleight of hands it into her apron.
I remember all those that have helped us before. It's little that we can do to help out when you need it.
Oh, she says, thank you. And I perhaps can help. Are you in need of information?
Anna would look at Mackenzie and say, could you talk to her about maybe what we're looking for?
Okay, so Mackenzie, you run it past her. I'm
assuming this is about the werewolf cure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the local blacksmith could fashion for you silver nails. You imagine it can't take very long, but it could be expensive because the process of silvering something in D&D is obscenely expensive. Let's see. The Wolf's Bane. All right, let me see if she would know.
What I had written down is that these nails need to be pure silver.
Ooh. Okay. So on that note, she says that the blacksmith might not be the best person to check with. That you would likely want a jeweler. There is a jeweler in town who could assist. They don't have a store per se, but they sell pieces at the market. Also, if you didn't want to deal with that, there is Gadolf Blinsky, who could probably craft silver nails for you.
The issue with silver nails, I don't know if you tell her that they have to be hammered into your chest and skull. They're gonna have to be really well made to be up to the task of doing that.
So what's written down? One in the skull, one in the chest.
Yep. Okay. So you. Oh man. All right. So she racks her brain and she says, "I do know where some wolfsbane could be found. It could also help you if you are trying to find silver. Do you have your map?" And then your map opens magically. It says it's a bit of a walk and on the other side of the lake, but there's an old silver mine right around here. There was such an abundance of wolfsbane in the area that it's one of the only silver mines that was not caved in by the werewolves when they organized enough to shut down the silver mining trade.
So we'd be able to find both silver and wolfsbane there?
I would assume.
Hmm.
Now, be warned, an abandoned mine is likely to be the lair of monsters.
Of course.
Because why wouldn't it?
But if you had the means to mine what silver remains and bring it back, you would be quite rich, and you would have the silver you need for your ritual, and the wolfsbane to boot.
And that seems to be in werewolf territory, so we may find some werewolves away.
Other areas that wolfsbane could be found, the swamps of Berez, which is a bit dangerous, and near Yester Hill.
Silver mine it is.
So I think we'd be able to get most of our stuff just by heading there. And
it's in werewolf territory, so
Yep.
random encounter, you might get jumped.
We could stop by that shore to pilfer those things from the wizard that might be there too while we're in that area.
I was gonna say we can maybe head to that wizard's tower, then go towards the shore.
I think maybe Silver Mine Shore Wizard's Tower, because we're in. It depends on which way around the lake we go, I guess.
That's true.
Does she know which way would be the quickest around? Like, do we go towards Baratok around the lake, or do we go towards Kavani territory around the bank?
The fastest way
would be across, right?
You're gonna love this, yeah. Would be to go to the fishing village and secure a boat, and then just go whoop straight across.
Yeah, fuck that.
He is my other backup character.
And if it was a good enough boat or a good enough boat pilot, they could even take you up the river, right to the mine. La la.
When we were last at the village, did we see any boats that seemed well enough to be able to make that travel?
Well, there was Bluto's.
That was a dinky.
Right, and the Bluto's boat, which we gave to my backup character.
Yeah. But if you
she
recall,
has a name, you know.
you ran into Tessa because they were leaving town for Kresik, right?
Oh, were they leaving town for Kresik?
Well, they remember you guys ran into them outside of town. They said they had a bad feeling about what was going down in the town. Like the town
I thought that was just the Vistani camp that was going to Kresik. I didn't realize they were going to Kresik too. Oh shit. Okay.
We ran into her and she said she was having a bad feeling. I don't think we knew that she was going to Kresik.
Oh, yeah. I guess if you would ask around, they said that she left with a lot of other people.
So there's probably boats there for the taking.
Okay. Who can row a boat?
Erna did a fantastic job last time.
I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to get anywhere near that lake.
I think the time it would save us is worth the risk. We don't have a lot of time. We can do it during the absolute middle of the day.
Do you want me to give you official measurements and times?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Using the good map? Okay.
Or around the Lake Zarovich by way of like the side that has like Baratok on it, or
Okay.
around by Kavani territory, or boat across.
All right. Well, we know it's under an hour to get to the fishing village. So, and then from yeah, let's see. Yeah, if you sail and then go up a river or just walk along the river to your destination, it's only 10 miles. If you decide to go easterly route, it is going to be 14 miles of road, and then from there it's going to be, gosh, 8 miles, and you'll have to cross a very big river, or you'll have to go all the way up into the Baratok Mountains. At that point, you've traveled 27 miles. Then you'd have to cross possibly a frozen river, and then you'd have to move back down the mountains, and then you'd have to move through the woods along the shoreline, and by that point it's going to be a total of 44 miles. If you take the westerly route, hold on, your map marker's traveling the route, it's taking forever. Okay, you would go west out of town. You'd be on the road for about 9 miles. If you skipped going to the old tower and you hugged Lake Zarovich coastline, you would then go off-road. You'd either have to cross a river, which is a mile across, or go up into the mountains. Now you're at 24 miles. Cross icy terrain, head back down the mountain, and head over, and you're at 34 miles to the mines. So 10 miles if you sail across, 44 if you go east, 34 if you go west.
Other thing I was gonna bring up is, while we're up there, may as well look for some people to help us deal with Yester Hill. Your father-in-law told us that some Kavani that may still have some beef with those druids should be up there.
She says, yes, especially if you go northeast, and they live in Mount Baratok and the surrounding lands around it. It might be worth the circuitous route if you are able to find them and gain their trust. But if your main goal is the Wolf's Bane and you are in a hurry, it might be worth risking the dangers of the lake.
I think we risk the lake, and then after that, perhaps we try to either return to the shore to find the remains of that wizard's equipment, or then we go to try to talk to the Kavani. But I think we need to lake it across first.
Well,
We'll spend some time in the fishing village, learn of any sort of precautions that they take.
I mean, Danica looks at you with like a face that's trying to figure out the best way to break this news to you. She says, no, the precautions they take is that no one sails out into the deep water.
exactly what I thought.
But they are fisherfolk. You are mercenaries.
we can hire some people to get us across. They're still there. So if we go across there, head up to the mine, I don't think it'd be a bad idea to maybe spend a day, see if we can't find those Kabani people. Tell them that we plan to head down to Yester Hill. You guys can meet us there, and we go deal with this whole werewolf issue. And then we go meet them at Yester Hill and do that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, what's the consensus, guys?
Vote.
Okay, we throw a vote up. All right.
I think you said vote, or did you say vote?
Oh, I did say vote, but vote is a good
All right.
point.
All right. Okay, so I'll make it multiple votes. And we'll have
In honor of Dom. Okay, Metros is the bottom option of the poll.
Oh,
I had a question.
How
many checks would it be if we row across the lake?
How many checks? It's 10 miles across. Not just it's 10 miles total for the journey. So the lake itself, I think only represents like 6 of those miles. So let me see.
It's usually like what, an hour per check.
Yeah, so you'd have to roll 2 checks on the lake.
Oh.
That's totally manageable, guys.
I agree.
Famous last
Why'd you say that? Why would you say that?
Now keep in mind that any travel off the road, it goes from an 18 or higher on a D20 to a 15 or higher on a D20.
That's not. I mean, like, plus if we random encounter him, we get a werewolf. Like, fucking good.
Werewolf
I mean,
on the lake.
You are, yeah.
Underwater werewolf.
Or like a were shark.
I meant after we get past the lake part.
That's fair. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, or a drowned werewolf. We just come across one.
All right. Let's see. All right, and then we'll do.
So I think honestly, it's just a consensus that we're just gonna take the boats across the lake.
They all sound like an awful lot of work.
I put Yester Hill in there because you had mentioned going to Yester Hill, and Yester Hill is a location where you can find wolfspan.
Shane looks distracted, but turns back to the group. Yeah, boats up. It's fine.
Following Shane's eye line. Where is it? Where is it looking?
You take pure water again, did you?
He is looking for a hot barmaid.
I mean, if you like,
He is not above hitting on Danica.
Oh, wow.
Cute.
Yeah, I mean, it's a family-run business.
He
So
will not hit on Danica.
Oh, okay.
I was like, how soon do you want another black mark, my dude?
If he picks up the vibe that 1, she has kids, especially that kid, and 2, that she's
really right in front of
grumpy
you.
looking guy.
Like there is a group of very cute ladies that are enjoying some drinks and privacy in a man-free zone.
They work.
Say no
but
more.
as you were getting out of your chair, you hear the bell above the door ding-a-ling, and you see Carl Walkner walk in.
I feel like you would have met him before.
Is that what I mean? Would you feel like you would have met him before?
If he spent any time in Valakai, he would have
All
gone
right,
to the pub and probably.
so yeah. So first, Carl starts scanning for ladies, but then he sees Shane Masters, and he says, "Shane Masters, you son of a bitch!" And he goes up to give you a son of a bitch handshake.
Yeah, it's like some weird, thing like
Oh,
they
man.
come up with and hug and yeah.
The women quickly drop some money on the table,
look at Brahm. Brahm nods, and the three women excuse themselves from the establishment.
They're clearly their loss. Come, join us.
He said, where have you been? My brother died.
Oh man, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And he kind of like pulls his shirt down over the shoulder a little bit. He's like, tortured by vampires.
Oh.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah.
And,
All right.
hits him on the shoulder.
Hey, can they? I always wondered, can they suck blood out of a dick?
You don't want to know, friend. It's not what you think it would be.
I don't know. They say don't knock it till you try it. Oh, hey, you guys work for my mom.
You work for
You
his
have
mother.
done some work for your mom, yes.
Are you open for hire?
He turns and looks right at you, Darius, and he says, "You're a big son of a bitch.
How much is it gonna cost for you to track down the man that killed my brother?
I figured that was just gonna ask. Not a bounty hunt. That's what you're asking.
Carl and Nikolai were good people. Which,
Totally opposite of everything Darius has heard.
yep.
Mackenzie spits out some of her her mead and just shakes her head. She just can't get over it. She can't get over it.
Carl, we won't rest until we find who did this to your brother.
He looks into your eyes, and like the fucking music from the Top Gun volleyball scene starts playing, and he's like, that means so much to me. Thank you.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
Spoke
And he
to
gives him another bro hug.
Oh man, yeah. He starts one sniffle, but then he quickly vacuums that weakness back into his body.
Lug it up, bro. Lug it up.
Yeah. I got you.
We spoke to your mom a few days ago. Said that she had thought that you took your brother.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. My bro was so tough. Only Isaac could have killed him.
That's the guy with the fucked up hand, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you a 1,000 electrum pieces for his head.
It's said that he fled after everything that went down. Is that true?
At least they didn't see a body.
Well, I mean, he's pretty easy to identify. I would have known if he was in the town. Also, where's that sexy girl that used to hang out with you guys? The kind of had like a Vistana vibe, but without all the, diseases.
Sounds hot.
Oh, she was hot, man. Yeah.
We had the
We,
part ways.
We had a thing, a real brief thing. I couldn't stop thinking about her afterwards.
He rubs his neck absentmindedly as he says that.
Shit.
Yeah, Shane, you immediately understand what's going on, because of what you've been through. Yeah.
Dude, no, I heard she had the clap, dude.
The what? She clapped?
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh. Should I see a doctor?
Maybe just slow things down some.
Is it contagious? I've been with 6 women and 1 man since then.
Is Shane picking up any sort of? Because he doesn't know about. Well, I guess he would know about noble vampires and stuff because he didn't. Turn. So he goes, "Yeah, you're good, bro."
Oh, okay.
Dodged a bullet there.
I will say that she wore me out. We were only at it for about 10 minutes, and then I woke up hours later.
You guys may deduce this is who Ayla found.
Yeah. I figured.
What?
You don't say.
Well, looks like all the birds have flown the coop. You want to take a walk and catch the night air with me? See if we can find any ladies of the night?
Yeah, I'm down.
It's the morning.
Yeah.
No, it's
All
7
the
p.m.
better.
It's 7:45 p.m. You guys left at 7 a.m. and then you got here at 7 p.m. and then you guys are eating dinner and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
My bad. I thought this was
Yeah,
the
no
next
worries.
morning already. Okay.
No. And as he gets up from his chair and he looks back at Shane, he says,
You know what they say? Some things are always better with a friend. And he starts heading to the door.
Looks at Darius and Tiernan and Daniel. You guys want to join?
No.
Izzy says, "Wow, this Stranger Things really made me think that the '80s were kind of cool, but now I'm starting to realize that they probably weren't."
I'd rather rest. That carriage ride really sucks.
Yeah, I plan to lie down soon myself. Suit
But
yourself.
oh man, he fucking high fives you for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess you guys head out.
Yeah, and he'll do his
Is this
thing.
Are you carousing?
Oh, he's
Fucking do
definitely carousing with Carl. Yeah.
I salute
I mean,
you, sir.
nothing
Yeah.
bad ever happens from that.
What could go wrong?
Walker Brother's gonna be dead too.
Shane wakes up with a lot of money and blood. Oh.
Oh, no.
Or it could be the opposite. Carl wakes up with a lot of money
Yeah.
and a rifle.
All right. Roll me a D223, please. We'll store that number for later.
I think I have one of those.
Yeah? It looks like a golf ball, right? Yeah. All right, so what do the rest of you get up to?
Darius will just ask Danica and Erwin if our stuff is still here. Because I think
yeah.
we had to stop here before we had to leave to just make sure our stuff was here. And then...
Yeah. She says, yeah, Muriel said that you guys had a come to get your stuff, but he didn't seem to... Right.
Yeah, we had to leave here because of our invitation to the council.
Understandable. Okay. Well then, yes, we still have your things.
Just to ask the elephant in the room, this place ain't a sanctuary, is it?
You are allies of Strahd and Lady Walkner. Last time I checked, is that not true? Well, you know what? I'll throw a poll up. Hold on.
I feel like an ally to Strahd.
Okay.
Lee Walkner, not so much. I'm just thinking because the bones aren't here anymore.
Right.
I don't know if like the whole town is still a sanctuary or if just the inn or what's going on. More or less, I just want to get rid of this exhaustion.
All right. Yeah. Let me see. Let's see what the consensus is.
I'm gonna vote yes, in that we haven't outed ourselves as their enemies yet.
That's a fair point.
Okay, well, the majority of you seem to think that you are their allies, so then why wouldn't this town be a sanctuary? There you go. It's a sanctuary.
Alright.
Alright.
Well, I got nothing else to do. I just want to sleep and get rid of this exhaustion, so...
Okay. Alright, so you hunker down for some sleep. And anyone else go carousing, or are you guys just like... Daniel, do you go carousing?
Eventually. First, he's gonna go around the bar and start talking about the weather. He's gonna start talking about the weather, throw up his thieves' cant, and see if he gets any hits.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, let's see. Yeah, this guy understands that you're not just talking about the weather, and he asks you what industry are you in, and the industries have nothing to do with crime and everything to do with crime.
what information are you hoping to attain?
He'll respond, "I'm a carpenter by trade." But yeah, basically he's asking what the skinny in town is, as he's been out for a while. And also everything everyone else has suggested sounds like an awful lot of work. Is there any way we can source any of it locally?
Okay. So for that, I'm gonna need a persuasion. No. Sorry, a charisma investigation. Charisma investigation. As you feel your way through this conversation.
Charisma.
I think it would be the same as your regular investigation. So, yeah.
All right. And I'm gonna put my Faxpiration on this one.
Okay.
What is that? What is that? A D8?
Now it's a D10 because you're level 5.
Ah, sweet.
No, it's a D8.
It's 10 at 5. No, it's 8 at 5. It's D8 at
Yeah.
5. Yeah. It's 10 at 10. My
Okay.
bad. Yeah. All right, so
Okay,
roll it.
well-
Yeah, you can roll it fresh and take the higher number. That's fine.
All right, just add a 5.
All right. Okay. So when you bring all that up, the guy says, well, we'll assume that you're thieves canting, but I'm too tired for thieves canting right now. So he will say, well, the situation in town is thus. New leadership wants to have a strong show of power. So any rule breaking, any law breaking, any crime is going to be, it's a bad time for crime. It's basically what he tells you. There's plenty of scared people that could be persuaded to part with their money for protection. And there's certainly a lot to be scavenged from the, burnt down houses and, the debris and stuff like that. There was a rich guy in town, independently wealthy. Apparently, he had a wagon, and there was something in the wagon that broke out, some kind of golem. And the man and the golem have not been seen since, but the wagon had a ton of money and supplies in it, which was seized by Lady Wachter in her estate. Also, the Vistani camp has moved to be near Kresik. There was quite a few people that left for Barovia Valley and Kresik because they didn't feel safe in town under Lady Wachner's rule and would rather brave the roads than stay here. And a lot of them might have been people that were in her bad book, essentially, or had slighted her in the past or were rivaled with her in the past.
Had the black spot.
Yeah. Local bakery burned down, and the baker she has left as well. If you're looking to start a business, the town doesn't have a bakery right now.
Ooh, and I've got the chef's feet.
Yeah, so that's a thing. You can just settle down. You don't need to adventure.
Shane says call the place Hot Buns.
If you actually just list to this guy that you need quote unquote werewolf hearts, pure silver nails, and wolfsbane, he will roll a check to see if he knows why you would ask for those kinds of things. So let me do that real quick.
Yeah, I assume they still put werewolves on spikes around town.
Oh, okay. So he would say that you're searching for a cure, and he would say the easiest way, if you don't want to go on, he says you don't want to go on no boat. There's horrors in the lake. What would drive a man mad? Did you hear about this Bluto guy? And he tells you about Bluto and how Bluto was apparently worshiping some terrible evil from the lake, and it drove him crazy. He kidnapped a very high-profile Vistana girl and was going to sacrifice her to the lake. And then those people that you're hanging out with actually apprehended him, and then he was like pretty much never seen again. When he was handed over to the Vistani, even though they handed him over to the town, and like it was a whole thing. It was a mess. But he says that the fisher folk are good people, but good luck getting any of them to cross the lake. And if you do cross the lake, well, consider yourselves blessed by the Morning Lord himself, and maybe Mother Night, because holy crap. He says if anybody thought they could make the trip across the lake, they would have already gone to try to get any of the wizard's things from his corpse, because allegedly that's where his corpse ended up after the big fight.
I'm
and-
changing my boat
yeah.
on the pole now.
But he says the easiest guaranteed place to find the things you need to cure lycanthropy, Krezk. He says, but Krezik's locked up tight right now. But it's all about tit for tat. You travel with these strong mercenaries, they might have enough rep that if you go there, they could promise services in exchange for goods.
Fair enough, and he'll buy him a drink based off of the party's already unfilled tab, or
Okay.
based off their hospitality. And
Okay.
then he'll go carouse.
The bartender, who's a small child, he says, you're putting this on their tab?
He'll thumbs back to Anne. It's like she's got...
What happened to your dog? Did you eat it?
He'll lean over. It's like, do I look like a dog person? Yo,
Hey, you're not the guy that hit dog?
no.
You look just like guy that hit dog.
Ew.
Also,
No,
you should be careful talking to this guy. He's always getting into trouble. And you see Bram Mardukov like kind of rub his nose, which is more thieves can't. The guy rubs his nose back at Bram Mardukov. They share a look, and a wry chuckle. Yeah, that's right. You could be a child rogue without having your parents murdered. Just putting it out there. Like,
False.
You're giving him all the info he needs for Brom, but he plays them.
Hell yeah.
all right. So I don't know if you take that information back to your allies, but
Oh yeah. It's like Krezik's the place to be. It's fun for all the family.
We don't have to travel over that lake.
Look, I'm very hesitant to go to Krezk. In character, because we've heard a lot of things that I think hints that things aren't going super great there. Out of character, because goddammit, that's another quest timer that starts.
You're right.
you're like, as long as we don't break the seal, as long as we don't open this Funko Pop figure, everything will be fine.
Refrigerate after opening.
I mean, he'll relay his reservations about the lake. You know, he says it's awful bad, but yeah, he'll go with the group. Then he'll go carouse.
Oh damn. Okay. Roll a D223 for me. It's only right and just that the carousal table have a weird ass number. Like it doesn't obey any laws. So.
What was that?
So
was that
you
number
were
again?
223. All right. So the rest of you settle in for the night. Let's find out what these party boys get up to.
He's just
Unless
glad to be on-
anybody else had anything else they needed to do.
Not
No?
here.
Okay. All right. It makes sense. Honestly, it's good role playing. You've been in a castle dungeon, a flooded castle dungeon for God knows how long, and then you're finally out. You get 2 great meals in a row, 3 actually, because they served breakfast at the castle before you left. So yeah, like things are going your way. Got clean clothes. Yeah, didn't have to ride in the psycho wagon. Yeah, it's nice.
Mm-hmm. Your own.
All right, so I will read both of these ahead of time and then deliver the least devastating one first. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume that this is the least devastating one. Best night ever? Question mark. No idea what happened, but damn, do you feel good? You gain the total confidence boost.
Oh, nice.
All right. So total confidence. You have advantage to all attacks, saves, or skill checks you make until you critically succeed again or fail at one.
Good
Nice
enough.
job, Dan. I don't know what you got up to, but it was a great night.
He doesn't know either.
Just a series of cliched cutscenes of the best night ever. So, all right. Okay. So the other number, though, someone who attracts very spicy things. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Let's hear it.
This is gonna be really awkward. Okay. So Shane, you got pretty wild last night. You remember you and Carl high-fiving while you formed the Eiffel Tower. And after that, things got hazy. You wake up near the market. You are in an alleyway, in a puddle. It's cold. As you kind of sit up, you can't see out of your right eye. You go to to touch it, and you realize that there's fabric over your eye, and you realize you're wearing a weird hood. As you kind of pull the hood off, it looks like a very poorly and quickly constructed Batman hood. You are shirtless, and a crudely drawn bat symbol is on your hairy chest. Your knuckles are scraped and bloody and sore. And that's it.
Am I only wearing the bat hood?
Well, you're wearing the bat hood and your pants.
Okay.
But yeah, the exposure is probably not a great situation. You will not gain the benefits of a normal like sanctuary long rest. So you're gonna still have your exhaustion or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, as you do you put the hood away or do you leave it on?
Nope. Leaves it on. Unless
Oh, wow.
unless I have been a Barovia long enough, do I feel like that would attract guards' attention?
Well, you know right away it does, because a pair of
Takes it off
guards
immediately.
a pair of guards approach you as you're taking off the hood, and they say, "Oi, wait a second, right there. No need to hide. Come
No,
here."
I must have been mugged last night.
They give you a wry look. You can't tell because they got full plate helms, but you know it's a wry look. And they say, "Oh, you're trying to keep a secret identity."
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So both the guards kind of excitedly turn to each other, and they say, "Yeah, we saw the whole thing. You stopped that armed robbery last night."
I did. Yes, I did.
Oh, Lady Walkner, she found out about it first thing this morning. It was kind of a big deal. The Erethic Stockyard, the wagons from Castle Ravenloft. There was so much valuable stuff. Some brigands, desperate for an easy take. They were breaking in, and then, apparently, you just came out of the shadows, and you told them to stop. And then they asked where your shirt was, and you just started hitting them over and over again. When we came to the scene, you had knocked all three of them out, and then you just fled into the night.
Was there another with me? Maybe, Robin.
Well, there was another man with you. He had a green cloth tied around his head. Not sure how he was seeing.
and he had sort of golden undergarments and green boots on.
Yeah, that'd be the one.
Is that your partner?
Bro. We'll just leave it as bro.
Oh, wow. Well, anyways, thank you for what you did. But since you want to stay anonymous, we'll keep your secret.
And the other guard, clank, 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 nods their head. And they said,
It's good to know that now that, with Isaac Strosny gone, I was worried that the town might fall into disarray and chaos under new leadership. But with folk like you around, I think we'll be okay.
The Caped Crusader appreciates your discretion.
Oh, is that what we should call you?
I think that works, right?
Yeah, that sounds... You don't have a cape, though.
Oh.
the one that says,
I think you sort of look like a bat. Maybe man-bat.
Or the Dark Knight. Would that work?
And Batman.
The Dark Knight. You're not really dressed like a knight. Are you a knight?
I'm Batman.
Oh, Batman!
and they both look at each other.
That has a ring to it. All right, we'll let Lady Walkner know that the streets are being protected by a vigilante named Batman.
You do good.
All right. And they both walk off in a much better mood. And they say, "Oh,
If you want to see the men that you apprehended, you just have till today. I think they're going to be publicly executed at sunset."
Yeah, I'll take a... They're in the stocks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll swing by there on the way back to the inn.
okay. Well, there are changes here in Valakai because these men don't have papier-mâché donkey masks on. But they are in the stocks, and when they see you approach, have you put your shirt back on, or do you still have the Batman symbol?
If I have my clothes, then yeah, I'll put them on.
Okay. You're not sure where your clothes are, so I guess you'd have to buy a shirt or something. I don't know if you have any money, because I don't know if that was
I
included.
have no money. I will just take it off my cart when
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand real quick.
Sure.
In this city where, people who are robbed are going to be executed.
I mean, it's our cart, right?
Off of their cart. So you're going to come back, get a spare shirt, and then go to the stocks.
Yeah.
I thought you were just grabbing something off of somebody's like laundry line or something.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right, never mind. So anyways, when you go to the stocks, also when you go back to the inn, you find that that your items were dropped off last night by the Walkner boy. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That works.
When you go to the stocks, there are three men there. One of them is rather old, and two of them are kind of in their early 20s. They will roll to try and recognize you.
Oh, I think is that one of the things that's at disadvantage? I'm still figuring out my character here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if it's just based on looks, then no. It's just
okay. So they do not recognize you, and then they say,
"What do you want? Come to mock us? Us desperate few, trying to take a bit of the pie for ourselves?"
Do they look like, just starved and beaten and desperate?
I mean, they look like impoverished Barovians who, thought that they could take advantage of the chaos and, of a new regime taking over to maybe get ahead, essentially.
Feeling a little bit of sympathy, or more like empathy.
Mm-hmm.
I will take one of my rations and divide it up between the three of them and just feed them a little bit, just so they're not starved.
Oh man! As you do, one of them begins to weep openly at your kindness and explains the horror that was last night when they tried to break into the Airsick stockyard, and they were attacked by a man-bat.
I think it's Batman, but I make better choices.
Well, they say, I think we're gonna die. They said that Lady Walkner's planning to make an example out of us.
Make your backup characters make better choices.
Oh damn!
yeah, I know your pain.
If there's reincarnation in Barovia, have them make better choices.
I will try to have a talk on your behalf, but I'm very sorry.
And legitimately, he feels bad, but at the same time, that's shame as a criminal.
People make choices. People make choices.
Yep.
All right. So you rejoin the party. Your prison counterpart, Daniel Harwood, looks like he had the best fucking night ever. He's rejuvenated. He's glowing. He looks so fucking confident.
Offers a fist bump.
Oh yeah.
What'd you get up to?
Shit, man.
I
don't even know.
He leans forward to Daniel and says, "I stopped an armed robbery last night."
Huh.
And then he'll do pull his shirt out so he can see the Batman symbol.
Weird. That's crazy. And I'm sure, as Daniel turns or bends over, you probably see a glint of golden underoos.
Beautiful. All right. So with you guys reunited, rested, your intention, it seems, is to go to the fishing village and acquire a boat.
Guess so.
Okay. All right. We started a little late. We are at time. Feels like a good transition period, though, as you guys head to the fishing village. So I think we'll go ahead and call it. We'll call it right here. So you guys are heading down to the fishing village. So, well done. Level 5. Everyone made it back to Valakai. You've got plenty of time left. Look at how many days. 8 days until you all turn into werewolves. Sounds good. So we just got to get a boat, sail boat across lake. And then... Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be wonderful. Quick announcements. Tonight we've got Mythic Odyssey. Tomorrow we're going to do 4 hours of prep for Outlaws of Alkenstar, which starts in, 2 weeks or something. Man, this year's going by really fast. Yesterday was the last game of Red Handed Doom Remix. It was 6 hours. It went a little bit over. Maybe it was longer than that. I think it was 6 hours.
It was a little over 6.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was good. I thought it ended well, and it was a good campaign. Yeah. Ending stuff is always hard. So it was I don't know, but I think they told a good story, and there was some real good endings. So I was very happy with it.
Very sweet.
Yeah. Maybe someday I'll get to hear some happy endings from this campaign.
Oh, that's gonna be a while.
We'll see how it goes. Well, things are start to move faster and faster. Once you're at this point, things are going to really start happening. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah. Sorry, I just looked at your calendar. Yeah, things are definitely happening. Anyways, so Tuesday night. What do we got going on Tuesday night? Oh yeah, Abomination Vaults and Cyberpunk Red. Wednesday, we're gonna do Sea of Thieves, 4-player co-op. We're gonna be doing Reapers. That's basically like the pirates that hunt other pirates. It's normally reserved for people that are good at PvP. So I can tell you that one of the 4 players is good at PvP. So that'll probably just be a shit show to watch, honestly. And then Thursday night, we got Curse of Strahd Nightfall. And then Friday, oh baby, we start our Baldur's Gate 3 4-player co-op marathon. So we're gonna play probably 10-ish hours of Baldur's Gate 3 from like the very beginning to however far we get. We're gonna get some sleep, and then Saturday we're gonna play 10-ish more hours. That'll be a whole 10% of the game. Will be accomplished in 20 hours, I hope. If
Everyone wear your diapers.
If you've ever tried to play Divinity Original Sin 2 multiplayer, please have prayers in your hearts for us. We're all friends, and I hope we're also friends at the end. That's my take. But anyways, we're gonna try to have chat and Twitch integration and all that set up, and yeah, we're pretty excited about it. If you need a break from playing your own Baldur's Gate playthrough and want to hang out, you're welcome to. So we're gonna be doing Friday and Saturday. From that point on, we're gonna play every Wednesday night for the rest of our lives until we finish the campaign, and then Sunday we'll be back here. So. Does anybody have any announcements before we adjourn?
Rime of the Frost Maiden with Orpheus on Friday nights as well. And I think Dom's still looking for one person to fill in for Cyberpunk Red.
Just one, or yeah, because one
it's
had to
just
leave,
one.
one died. Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah, I gotta say, I've watched a few episodes now. Well, I listened to a few episodes now. It's very enjoyable. I carry a very small amount of regret in my heart that I could have signed up for the game and I didn't sign up for the game, because it's a great group and it's such a palate cleanser if you play a lot of just D&D, because it's different genre, it's a different system, different values, different takes on everything. So yeah, if you have your Tuesday free, maybe don't sign up for another fantasy game. Maybe try this out, because could be a lot of fun. So yeah. All right. Any other announcements?
I'm just looking at the game schedule. I think also Fridays is Dragonlance with Cryptic.
Oh, right.
Or Crypt. And I was just looking at Discord. I don't know when the fuck they run Raiders. I think it switches schedules. So you'll find out on their channel.
This week, this coming Sunday, not today, but next Sunday, it's at 2:15 p.m. Eastern on a Sunday. If it works for them, I guess it works for me. All right. Yeah. I'm not going to judge anyone else's lifestyle.
You'll find there's probably will be a link that's in the Discord if you're watching this. So, yeah.
All right, cool. Any other announcements?
Like that.
Okay.
I won't be here Gen Con Sunday, which I think is next Sunday.
Oh, this next game coming up?
Yes.
Okay. It's a good thing you guys aren't going anywhere dangerous and doing anything dangerous next week. So.
Yeah, everything. In that, just for.
Does that mean you're out for Mythic also?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. We'll go with probably for Mythic.
What if we convince everybody in both groups to go to Gen Con and we run the games at Gen Con? Would you attend then?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, that's not going to happen. But I was curious what you would say. So, all right.
I picked up the insight stance, so my passive insight is 19 now, and if I roll an insight check, I get to add a d4 to it.
Beautiful.
I apparently was underleveled, so I also have observant. So
what level were you? Were you level 3 this whole time?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Wow.
My hit points were updated, but I hadn't put in the feat that I got.
Man, this man signed up for a hard campaign and was like, "Listen, it's not enough."
So yeah, my passive perception is a 29 now.
20.
Jesus.
I'm a +9 when I roll.
All right.
I can see into the veil.
You
Beautiful.
can see beyond the fucking mist, apparently.
Well, from now on, I will have to give you, unless it's things that have indistinguishable from ... in the description, I will have to give you the Solasta pop-up now.
Nice.
Oh yeah. I don't think you're stealthy enough to ever get the ambush option as a party, but you can at least get the avoid option.
What do you mean with my 10 decks and my disadvantage on stealth?
Yeah, and your loudmouth girlfriend. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
You just need to pick up the alert fee, and then you're just a radar dish.
Yeah, basically. Also, I've got exotic armor proficiency now, and then for my weapon proficiencies, I picked up great bow, gnomish hooked hammer, spiked chain, and boomer axe. Just in case you happen to come across any
Where
of
the
those.
fuck are we gonna find that?
I mean, the best gunsmith and weaponsmith in the realm live in Kresik. Just saying. So.
That's two for Kresik.
Yeah, Kresik does have a Monster Hunters Guild, but no big deal. It's whatever. So.
I was going to propose to the party before we leave. Maybe we can ask Lady Bachner for what's in the cart. In Richard's
I was just gonna
cart.
steal it.
Okay.
While you're busy talking to her, Daniel's just gonna go for a walk.
Man, I wanted to point out that Daniel knows that 3 men were captured and are going to be executed
For stealing
for
less.
committing crime. He was told by a Thieves Guild contact in the city, bad time for crime. I just want to make sure that all that is out there on the table as
Bad time
prepare to make your 3rd character. Are you and
Bad
Gibby
time
having
for-
a contest?
But great
Bad
time
time
for
It's a bad time for bad criminals.
Oh, wow. That is the attitude of every... Yep.
Looks
I
like
have
Shane's
a
gonna be.
soulmate.
Looks like. So Shane has found his Joker.
Wow.
Okay. I think that's it.
Alright. So, Nathan, you're a board game person. You'll appreciate this very sad thing that happened last night. We could end the stream, but I wanted to bring this up real quick.
Oh yeah. Thanks for running, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Catch you next time.
So I love Hero Quest, like
Yeah.
a lot, right? It's what got me into tabletop gaming as a child. Blah blah blah, right?